What's up, guys? Duke here from sportsgamers.com, back with another Madden 20 tip. In this Madden 20 tip, I want to break down my favorite coverage scheme defensively in Madden 20. I'm going to break down 3 or 4 different plays that you can really mix up to confuse the offense and get a lot of stops on defense. You can stop the most powerful offenses with this scheme. It's good against the run and the pass, and even can defend the mobile quarterback very well. And it's very easy, user-friendly to use. So before we get into it, I do want to remind you guys to be sure to please subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button in the corner of the video, and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss out when our videos go live. We upload videos just about daily every week, and we will continue doing so into Madden 21. Now, guys, if you're really rocking me, smash that like button. It really does help out a lot. It helps the channel grow, and I do appreciate it a good bit. So the formation I want to look at that I'm going to break down is a nickel 2-4-5. This isn't, a lot of defensive, or it is, in a lot of defensive books. I prefer to run it from the Packers playbook on defense. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Packers playbook, so I like to run it from Green Bay. So I'm going to show you my audibles. So I like to have first of all, the cover 4 palms. I've broken down cover 4 palms a lot. I normally run it a lot from the big nickel over G, but it's good from nickel 2-4-5 as well. And if you guys want to learn more about cover 4 palms, you definitely check out more of my other videos where I break it down in more depth. But we'll break it down in this video as well. I like cover 3 cloud. Then I do like to have, instead of Tampa 2, the cover 2 sink, because I do like having these soft spot zones over the cloud flats. And lastly, I do like to put this cover 1 linebacker blitz in my audibles as well. So these are the audibles I like to use. And if you don't like the cover 1 linebacker blitz, you can also use the regular cover 2 man or the cover 1 robber. Either you just want a man defense really to mix in with all these other zone plays. So we'll just go with cover 2 man here. But any sort of man is fine. So I want to start with my subs I recommend doing. You want to have some good pass rushers on this defense. If you can have a edge threat, it's really good from this defense. I feel like power specialist, a D tackle if you can, that's good too. This is another formation where you can put safeties in a linebacker. If your linebackers are not very fast or good in coverage, that's going to be really effective. Now, I'm going to get into the coverage now, but I will tell you guys, give me 200 likes in this video, and I'll break down a really good blitz setup as well from this formation you can mix in with the coverages. So I'm going to start with cover 4 palms and really explain what this is good for. Cover 4 palms is basically my favorite coverage to use in the game against people who use a lot of the meta offenses, whether it's bunch, tight, split close, the people that want to run a lot of corners, a lot of posts, a lot of crossers. Cover 4 palms is extremely effective against this. So basically on all of these coverages, I basically just like to press. And the reason for this is when you press, you're going to be able to disguise everything a lot better. Now, another thing I really like about 2-4-5 is look at how these edge rushers are lined up. They're a good 2 steps outside of the tackles, which makes it much more effective if you put them on contains, making sure that the offense with the mobile quarterback, the escape artist, much harder to roll out. I like to spy this D tackle on the left. Now, in cover 4 palms, guys, I do make a good amount of adjustments. It really, again, it kind of depends upon the formation that they're running. But one of the safest things you guys can do that I like to do a lot against these, bunch tight formations is put both of the safeties into deep halves, guys. When you do this, it really makes it a lot harder to get a lot of the bombs that people like to do off. You're still going to get the matching principles by the quarter flats and the outside deep zones, but now the safeties on this game are kind of bugged out still in the palms. They can get bombed and confused, but when you put them in deep halves, it's just a lot safer coverage, and then you can patrol the middle yourself on the 3-rec hook. The reason why this is effective is honestly palms kind of plays like a cover 2 to begin with these outside zones kind of playing similar to the way a cover 2 would. So when you put the safeties in deep halves, it's just a really effective coverage with matching principles. But anyways, I want you guys to look how effective this is at stopping corner routes. And I'm just going to get on my D tackle so you guys can see. Try to chuck this corner out to Y, and as you guys can see, that's just no way in the world that's getting completed. And that's, I could use a corner route with Hopkins, who has post-flag elite, and it's not really going to matter, as I'm going to do here in a second. But take a look at this. Look at how this corner route is absolutely just boxed up. I mean, you can see that this has no chance of being completed at all. You know, it's completely locked up. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, that's for sure. Alright, so take a look at now. We're going to go into just regular bunch, not bunch tight end, but bunch. And I'm going to try to throw a corner out to Hopkins. Now, another thing is, like I said, those contains, man, they really do a lot better job of keeping the quarterback in the pocket. So if you want to try to roll out, you're going to be in big trouble. So we're going to go ahead. We're just going to try to throw the bunch trail corner out that everybody knows and loves. We can get back in the palms. Alright, same adjustments. And I would normally use and control the 3-rec hook zone. Again, I'm just not doing that here because I'm just going to try to roll out anyways. So we're going to max protect, try to throw this corner out. Yeah, first of all, you can see, again, it's locked. We're not going to be able to throw that. I know we got an inaccurate throw on the run, but, that's not going to be something that's open at any point in time. So we're going to do this again. To go double team so we can make sure we can get out of here. And as you guys can see, I mean, they're not going to complete that even with a good throw. Now, as good as this coverage is, if you just run this every play, there are ways to beat it. And that's why I really like this scheme, because we have not just, one play, but several plays that are really good coverages. So, another thing I like to do is cover 3 cloud and cover 2 sink, mixing it in with the palms. Guys, if you run the same coverage on defense, or the same just defense every play, the offense will eventually start to pick up on it, and they're going to do a good job of probably being able to attack it. But when you never really know what coverage the defense is running, it's a lot harder. So here we're going to get into cover 3 cloud, and again, we'll try to get into another bunch play. We'll try to run verticals. All right. So again, vertical is pretty common play, and again, what I like to do in the cover 3 cloud is, again, I just press. And I always like to play these defenses with auto flip on, by the way. And that's important because when you're going up against formations like bunch and whatever, where you have the 3 receivers on one side, you want to match the formation on offensive strength with your defensive strength. So you want that nickel back over there on those 3 receivers. So that's another thing that's important, is having auto flip on, guys. And I'm going to just go into my settings to make sure. I believe I already have it on, but let's just double check here. I should. And yeah, you can see it's on. So when I'm running this cover 3 cloud, I like to shade down and up. So I hit Y on Xbox or triangle on PlayStation, and then I just hit down, shade underneath, and then I do it again, hit Y or triangle, and then up on the right analog stick to shade over the top. This will turn my zones into cloud flats, and also the hook zones will play more over the top than underneath. And then also, I still like to spy this D tackle on the left, and if you're playing the mobile quarterback, I do like to contain. So the thing I like about this defense is, again, it's an effective coverage. It's a lot harder to bomb than a standard cover 3, and you can completely make it almost near, not completely impossible, but even harder to bomb if you put the corner on the wide side of the field that's in the deep zone in a deep half. Or what you can do is just individually back him up, and then put him in a deep zone him to deep half or whatever. It's going to be very difficult. And the way you individually back him up is you just press your whole defense, and then you hit the coverage audible, and then A for individual, and bring up his icon of the receiver he's over, which is B, and then you just tell him to back off by pressing up on the right stick. All right, so you don't have to do that, but that's going to make it really hard to bomb if you want to. Again, you don't have to, but you can do that. And I like to play on one of these hook curls, pretty much the weak side hook curl. So if there's 3 receivers to the right, I'm going to get on the hook curl on the left. Pretty simple. So again, this is just, before we had a matching principle defense, now we have a 3 deep, okay? But it's not the standard 3 deep. Instead of both outside corners being in deep zones, only one is. So it's going to be a little different. All right, so let's take a look at this. I'm going to try to throw this vertical route, see if we can get it open. And as you guys can see, nothing is really open here. And, we're going to end up having to try to chuck a playmaker, and we end up getting picked. So, as you guys can see, very, very, very solid coverage. Now, so far we've had matching principles out of the palms. We've had a 3 deep. What's left? We want to have a 2 deep cover 2. So, I really love cover 2 on this game. It's probably my favorite overall coverage. You can do a lot with it. You can do the free safety or strong safety nickel package, And what this will do is it will change your adjustments to that nickel back. And that's really effective. I did a tip on this earlier in the year, but this is extremely effective because what happens is when you do this, now you can put that safety that's in the nickelback spot, which is the LB icon, you can put him in a middle third, and then you can put your outside safeties into outside thirds. So what happens when you do this is now, if they try to throw corner routes, and you can play in the mid read yourself, if they try to throw these corner routes, say we're in a play that has a corner, I need to get in a play for corner route. But if they try to throw corner routes, they will get picked off because the soft squats or the cloud flats, depending upon which one you use, they will play them underneath. And once they get over the top in a position where they're trying to obviously chuck the corner out, those safeties will come over and you'll be able to click on and pick it off pretty much every time. And that's how you always want to use the strong safety nickel package or the free safety nickel package to do this. So we're going to do the same adjustment again. You put the nickel back in the middle third. So coverage audible, hit the nickelback's audible or icon, which is LB. Then up on the left stick for middle third. And then each safety you put in the outside third to the left, one on the left. And then for the right one, it's outside third on the right. Okay, so you can see we do here. And then we play on the middle third, or the middle read. And we just play basically underneath. So I'm going to try to roll out and shut this corner, and let's see what happens. As you guys can see, first of all, as I told you, it's really hard to roll out consistently on those contains because they're so wide. But I won't even contain this time. So that's another great thing about this defense, as I said, is it's just hard to roll out on it. But you guys might think, oh, that's hard to set up. Look at how fast I did that. I mean, I had those 3 playmakers down in a heartbeat. So again, I'm going to actually just, this time, make sure we can get this off by not even doing any contains. But look at what I'm saying here, guys. Click on, that's a pick. I mean, if you have a good defender there, that's going to be a pick. I was able to break it up. It looked like he dropped the pick, but again, that's not even a good defender. So imagine if there's a good defender here. See how, first of all, you can't just throw it right off bat because you have to wait for it to get over the flat zone, right? But once it does get over the flat zone, the outside third to the safety plays it 1,000 times better than a deep half. So you can just click on and undercut this every time, and you're going to at least break it off, if not pick it up. We ended up dropping the pick here, it looks like. But, you know, that should be a pick most every time. Now, again, the great thing about this is you don't even have to worry about guarding the seam because the nickelback you put in the deep middle, he's going to stop that every time as long as you have a fast guy there. So that allows you to play underneath on the posts, the drags, the slants, whatever you see. And then you still do have those other hook zones by the CPU as well. Very, 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 very solid defense. So the last thing we got is we got man coverage, just straight man. All right, guys, so on the man coverage, I don't run it a lot, but when I do, pretty much I just press and I just I just use the player that's on the running back, right? Because most of the time they're on the blocking the running back, and I still spy that lefty tackle. Now, what this does is, you know, it just is straight man. So, you know, if they block the running back, you can free roam it, right? And, you know, I don't necessarily like man coverage a lot on this year's game. It's just that when they're so used to you playing zone, zone, zone over and over again, it definitely is nice to mix in an all-out man coverage look. It will definitely catch them off guard. Now, this is something I really only like to do once I see that they're blocking the running back every time. Because when I see that, I can get on the player that's manned up to the running back, and that's just another player I can use to free roam, right? So that's really nice. You know, you can definitely do other things here, like if you don't want this line or safety or whoever this is manned up on this guy, you could just basically put him in a curl flat, a purple, and then man up the safety. And then you can put this guy in the middle, just the middle third, so like he guards the middle a little bit better. It's something good to do against compressed formations. And then, you know, you got basically the corner routes, you know, over here are going to be locked by this zone. So then we can look over the middle. Maybe if we see a corner route over here, we can play it ourselves. But yeah, not something I do all the time, but definitely a good change-up. So guys, I hope you like this scheme. Like I said, this is my favorite coverage scheme to run in Madden 20 because it stops the pass, and also nickel 2-4-5 is pretty solid against the run. You can use it against the run. Now, I probably want to run it against like eye tight, but you know, other formations that people run the ball from here and there, definitely good. So give me 200 likes, and I'll drop my blitz setup from this formation. They'll give you another defense you can mix in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.